Well, hello and welcome one and all to what is a very special day on the English football scene. It's the day Arsenal meet Manchester United, two giant institutions of the game that also happen to be amongst its most decorated. It's a fixture which has been globally recognised as one of the defining rivalries of recent years. Rivalry often personal between managers and players, and down to the fact that both have so excelled. Every game akin to gladiatorial combat and decorated with wonderful attacking football, crunching physicality. Faces have come and gone and rivalry has entered into a new era, but there is one thing that never changes, and that is the fact that neither of these sides can bear the idea of losing to the other, and that on its own a factor sufficient to make this utterly unmissable. And few venues rise to an occasion quite like this one. It is, of course, the world-famous Old Trafford. Genuinely a heavyweight contest, North against South, London against Manchester. It is tribal.
You can always count on there being something dramatic happening when these two come together. But there have been a fair share of grinds too. I'm expecting both sides to try and maximise their attacking threat, because when you look back over the years, the potency has been the big factor with these two teams, and always a hard one to call, but never far from exciting.
So we're up and running. Bruno Fernandes chooses to go cross-field. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
The defensive qualities of William Saliba. For me, Peter, he's someone who's shown great leadership from such a young age when starting his career in France. I see a lot of bravery and courage, and I think they're words you associate with somebody who is very good in both boxes.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly actually at both ends. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Shaw got a long way forward to join the attack. Well timed, excellent interception. Diogo Dalot. Now Ugarte. Højlund. Garnacho. Manchester United, without doubt, seeing more of the ball and looking to turn it now into something meaningful. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Manchester United clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Now it's Ødegaard. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Martinez. And once more he proves rigid and robust. And they're on him in a flash.
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up.
Bruno Fernandes. Ugarte. Casemiro. To Bruno Fernandes. Diogo Dalot. Bruno Fernandes. Arsenal applying the press here, a high press.
Yeah, we see this so often these days, but it does demand an awful lot of work rate and, of course, the discipline, because it has to be with everyone. It can't be with one or two. If that starts happening here, it'll just fall away.
Yeah, and there are so much of them, but of course the returns can be terrific.
Diogo Dalot. De Ligt. Diogo Dalot. Casemiro.
Ødegaard. Højlund. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Martinez. Garnacho. Ugarte. Lewis Skelly kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily.
Timber. Rice.
And they've got a throw.
Timber. Maguire.
Ugarte.
Maguire.
Ødegaard. Oh, no joy this time.
Bruno Fernandes.
And here's Højlund. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Half-time rapidly approaching, and it's still goalless. Ødegaard. Ugarte. Pass is just off target.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that.
Just 5 minutes left until the break. Martinelli.
Merino.
Havertz. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Saka. Now it's Saka! Oh, the ball's run loose here.
Casemiro.
Shaw goes on a run down the left wing. Oh, played through for the wide man. And the whistle goes for half-time. Well, perhaps not full of thrills and spills, but a game which has been of a very high level, certainly defensively, as both teams walk off unscathed. A tight affair, 0-0 at the break. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, they looked lost for ideas and lacking in talent, which all contributes to a chronic case of impotence.
An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0. And the second half gets underway.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Garnacho.
Casemiro.
Saliba cuts out the pass.
Merino.
Lewis Skelly. For Merino. Stood up well to him there. Havertz. Garnacho. Ugarte.
Casemiro.
And here's Havertz. Now it's Saka. He's had it taken off him. Garnacho. Good play on the left-hand side here. And that's put paid to a promising move. Saka. Oh, we're still waiting for a goal to report here. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Garnacho. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Garnacho running with the ball. That has been cut short.
Merino.
Ødegaard.
The attendance for this match was 70,987.
Very little to report from an attacking perspective. Jim, it's a cagey old game.
Well, I think it's a fair reflection on what we've seen so far. Neither side has produced that many efforts at goal simply because respective defences have been strong.
And that's definitely not his best. Odegaard. Garnacho gets into some space. That has been knocked clear. Manchester United with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. They've played it short, and here's Bruno Fernandes. And he's gone looking for safety. Arsenal have the chance to go the other way. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And it's Casemiro. Havertz. It's Saka. Odegaard.
Yeah, we get to see this more and more. Defenders popping up in these positions.
Garnacho. And it's Shaw. Garnacho! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Casemiro. Saka. And now the breakaway. Saka stood his ground strongly. Odegaard. Now it's Saka. Ugarte wins the duel this time. Boris ended up in no man's land. Havertz.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Diogo Dalot. Bruno Fernandes.
And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it. That's alert and sharp and very well played.
Garnacho. Martinelli. Odegaard. Oh, that's delightful. And he's whipped it across.
Oh, that's a cracking ball. Too quick for defence and keeper.
Lisandro Martinez did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Saliba.
This has been a better game than the scoreline suggests, and it really does merit a goal.
For Merino. Rice. Now Odegaard. Now it's Havertz. Saka.
Well, both sides might have to settle for a draw here, although there's still a chance for one last fling.
Martinelli. Crunching tackle. The ball is loose and the chase is on. The referee's awarded a free kick.
Substitution in progress.
Trossard. Bruno Fernandes. He could be in here. Saliba gets over and intercepts.
Added time.
Timber. Gently done. Saka. And that's that. So we finish as we started. Try as they might, neither was able to break through. The end of the game. Reflections?
Well, I think all things considered, Peter, this was a fair result. Both sides showed the right qualities to try and win it, and, you know, ultimately ended up cancelling each other out, at least result-wise. I think any other outcome, I don't think would have been fair.
So before we go, many thanks to Jim Beglin for his input, and from us both, good afternoon.